Oliver, we've just spoken to Nick Grobler about the Ramsgate Police Community Policing Forum. Now, related to this, you are championing the special rating area, the establishment of a special rating area. Now, how exactly is that supposed to work?
Well, that's correct. And why I'm championing it is because, as Nick said, they need more resources. And at the moment, only 500 people out of the between 2,800 and 3,000 residents in Ramsgate are contributing towards the costs of running the CPF. Yeah. The CPF needs about 80,000 Rand a month to run effectively and efficiently. It's getting 45,000 Rand a month, and a lot of people are paying a lot of money, and many people are paying nothing, and they're getting a free ride. So the whole idea of the Ramsgate special rating area is to spread that load evenly amongst everybody, and the justification for that is that everybody's getting the advantage. Everybody's getting the benefit of it. So why should they not pay for that benefit? Yeah. A special rating area is defined in the Municipal Property Rates Act as an area which is defined within a municipality, and it's got to be properly defined. And in our case, it's the Ramsgate. It comes on the Ramsgate map, all the properties within Ramsgate, and then one's got to go through a series of things. You've got to get the municipality to agree to go forward, or that we can go forward. Then you've got to get a community meetings with resolutions passed that they want it to go, and then you can start doing the work. And that's what we've been doing up to now. At some cost, we got about 400 email addresses. So we were able to get out of the total about 2,100 and something email addresses, because email votes are acceptable. The rest, we sent out 813 registered letters, and that cost, and the cost was borne between the CPF and the Ramsgate Ratepayers Association. That cost just over 20,000 Rand to do that. Now, we've had a really weak response. We've been going for about 5 weeks. We've had about just over 400 email responses and about 40, maybe 45 written responses from the registered letters. So it's really pathetic that people are so apathetic that they don't want to say yes or even no. Meanwhile, those who have replied, just under 90% have been a positive, they want it. So the people who've come to us want it.
Okay, let's look at the practicalities. What it basically means is that you need to have a big enough yes to ask the municipality.
Correct.
To add an amount of, how much will it be? Let's say 45 Rand.
45 Rand at the moment.
To each ratepayer's account.
Yes.
And then that money collectively goes to the running of the Community Policing Forum.
That's correct. What happens is that the money is collected by the municipality, who hand it over to a Section 21 company, a not-for-profit company, which has got to be formed. And the municipality has a right to appoint directors, and the community appoints directors. And then at the initial AGM of that Section 21 company, the budget gets approved. The budget then goes to the council to get approved, and then it starts. And the money gets collected via the rates and gets handed over less a 2.5% handling fee on a quarterly basis in arrears to the Section 21 company, and that company has got to give monthly reports and obviously an annual report on how the money is spent, exactly how it's spent.
Yeah, and it's been in operation in Southbroom for how many years now, and it's very successful. Apparently, crime has dropped tremendously.
Hugely. It's been successful in Southbroom for 8 years. They've been running it there. And last year in Southbroom, they had 29 house breakings in the whole year. Now, we can have 29 house breakings in 2-3 weeks. It's been hugely successful. And partly because of the reservists, but the CPF in Southbroom also has, I think, 10 cameras, which they move around the place. And they're hidden, so the bad guys don't know where the cameras are and when they're going to get picked up. And that's been very successful.
How big must the yes be? How many people do you need before you can go to the municipality?
51% of the ratepayers to say yes. So in other words, we're not quite sure what our target is at the moment. I've been asking the Rates Department for this for some time now, but a number of those 3,000 odd that are on their list are municipal properties and government properties and this way and that way that don't have to pay rates, or that they wouldn't be eligible for this extra levy. We think, on our sums, we think it's 2,800. So we would have to get about 1,450 yes votes to get this passed.
Okay, last question. Let's say you do get those votes. Let's say you get a 60% yes. What happens if the other 40% refuse to pay?
Well, it's then approved by the community, and it will go on to their rates. It's a bit like what happens if two candidates put themselves up for an election. The one that gets the most votes goes in, and the other ones have got to bear it.
Okay, Oliver, one last word before we conclude.
Well, first of all, thank you to eHouseit for letting us do this on your eHouseit, which is so popular and successful. And secondly, please, people out there in Ramsgate, let us know, give us your yes vote.